Welcome to The Explainer. Today we're looking at a truly fascinating shift in the landscape of Indian cricket, specifically surrounding a guy whose name is suddenly back on absolutely everyone's lips, Bhuvneshwar Kumar. There is this massive buzz right now about his career twilight. At 36 years old and not having played for the national team since 2022, you'd probably think his story at the absolute highest level was quietly wrapping up, right? Well, recent performances have sparked a huge conversation about his future, and the narrative, it's really not what you might expect. Okay, let's dive right into this. The spark that really reignited this whole conversation came from none other than his longtime teammate, R. Ashwin. When someone asked Ashwin about a potential India comeback for Bhuvi ahead of the 2027 World Cup, he just simply replied, "Why not?" And honestly, that single question perfectly captures the public expectation right now. Fans, pundits, everyone is looking at Bhuvi's incredible recent form and immediately trying to write that classic sports redemption arc, They're projecting him right back onto the international stage for one last global tournament.
But that brings us to a really crucial question, one that completely subverts that usual sports narrative. Does Bhuvneshwar actually want this? We are so conditioned to expect athletes to claw tooth and nail to get back to the top of the mountain. But what if the 36-year-old pacer isn't actually chasing that comeback at all? What if his entire definition of success has completely changed?
Section 1. Finding Inner Peace. Beyond the Comeback Chase.
So Bhuvi's current mindset is honestly a masterclass in athletic maturity. Through some recent interviews, he's made this startlingly honest admission. Returning to the Indian team is no longer something he's actively chasing. He has officially stepped off that relentless treadmill of international selection and found a completely new motivation. And this brilliantly illustrates why. His massive career stats just speak for themselves, right? 21 tests, 121 ODIs, and 87 T20Is. He's been there, he's done that, and he's excelled at the absolute highest level. And if you think he's lost his edge, well, the latest numbers tell a different story. Taking 28 wickets, he just helped the Royal Challengers Bengaluru become the IPL 2026 champions. He is bowling as well as ever, but he has absolutely nothing left to prove to anyone. And because he has nothing left to prove, he's transitioning away from the national team with remarkable grace. His focus right now is purely on finding a healthy balance and just playing for passion. He's actively choosing to play domestic cricket, like the UP-T20 League, out of sheer love for the game. He plays just enough to stay razor sharp, but he equally prioritizes taking enough breaks to recover and stay refreshed. It's a super disciplined, incredibly healthy approach to the twilight of what has been a grueling career. Which brings us to this incredibly powerful realization. He said, "I've already played for India. That's not something I have to achieve now." Man, that quote is so striking. When young players talk about controlling the controllables or playing for the passion of the game, let's be honest, it can sometimes sound like media-trained cliches. But Bhuvaneshwar says he can actually feel those things now. He has this mature acceptance that he's already reached the pinnacle. If another opportunity comes along, great. If not, he is deeply, completely content.
Section 2. The Family Factor. A Sanctuary from Cricket.
So, how exactly does an elite athlete competing in an absolute pressure cooker environment reach this incredible state of zen? Well, he credits his family keeping a very stark rule. At home, we never talk about cricket. Think about that. In the high-pressure ecosystem of Indian cricket, where literally every dropped catch or missed selection is analyzed by millions of people, Bhuvi maintains a strict boundary. They don't discuss whether he'll get back into the team, why he wasn't selected, or what went wrong in a match. Protecting this mental space is exactly what allows him to step onto the pitch so unburdened and so effective. And that home sanctuary allows him to process the harsh realities of sports with deep emotional maturity. He understands that transitions are just a part of sport and that generations inevitably change. He openly acknowledges that when you're a core member, it's all about the team, and when you're out, it's totally natural to feel like you should still be there. But here's the kicker. He harbors no regret. He knows he isn't the first guy to experience this, and he definitely won't be the last. This level of peaceful mindset is just so rare in professional sports, and it really is the foundation of his current success. Section 3. Building India's Pace Attack. The Kohli and Shastri Vision. Now, what's really interesting about this is that to understand Bhuvaneshwar's broader impact, we have to look at the era that defined it and the massive paradigm shift it represents. Traditionally, as we all know, Indian pitches strongly favored spin. But Bhuvi highlights a crucial turning point. During the Kohli and Shastri era, a very clear vision was established. Before important overseas tours, even home test matches in India were purposefully played on pace-friendly pitches.
They were actively, intentionally building a world-beating fast-bowling attack, and Bhuvaneshwar was at the absolute forefront of executing that vision. Those seemingly small strategic decisions completely changed Indian cricket history. And alongside that national team vision, there was the IPL factor. Bhuvaneshwar is actually very quick to credit the IPL for exposing talented fast bowlers to high-level, high-pressure cricket day in and day out. You bring young, raw-paced talent into the setup, and over time, by playing against the absolute best in the world, they mature. The robust pace culture that India enjoys today is a direct result of this environment, an environment that Bhuvi himself helped pioneer and, amazingly, continues to dominate.
Section 4. Roots and Legacy. From Merit to Mentor. Let's move back in time a bit to see how this builds, right? Because to really understand how he got here, we have to look back to where it all started, showing how his career has just beautifully come full circle. In the early 2000s, he was just a shy kid in the same Merit Academy as former India pacer Bhuvneshwar Kumar. From there, he launched into the spectacular peak career from 2012 to 2022, playing 229 international matches. And now, flash forward to 2026, he's the refreshed veteran. He's mentoring the next generation while still totally lighting up the IPL and the UP T20 League. It really is a complete, deeply fulfilling athletic journey. And the real secret to that longevity? It lies right there in those early days in Merit. Bhuvi admits he was actually way too shy as a kid to even ask Bhuvneshwar Kumar questions. Instead, he just quietly observed him, his coaches, and the other senior players. And that quiet, focused observation built the exact, rock-solid bowling fundamentals that he still relies on today. Literally, the very same fundamentals that earned him 28 wickets and an IPL championship in 2026.
Which leaves us with this final provocative thought to wrap up our explainer today. Does an athlete at peace make a more dangerous player? Bhuvneshwar Kumar is a total paradox right now. He is completely disconnected from external expectations, he's no longer desperate for a comeback, and he's totally content with his legacy. Yet, by letting go of all that immense pressure, he's arguably at his most lethal on the pitch. It really changes how we view ambition in sports, doesn't it? And it definitely leaves us wondering just how far this quiet revolution is going to take him.
Welcome